Hey everyone, I'm Sandy Butchers for the REDink Writers podcast, and today I'm back to you with a very short episode on drabbling. Um, as you may have noticed in our previous episode, we have talked a lot about strategies to get back into the writing the moment you fell out of it. This could be for various reasons. Some of you may call it writer's block, others may call it lack of inspiration, or just simply not having enough time to actually write. And today I want to talk to you about Drabbles because drabbling is actually a very efficient way to get back into the writing flow. Now, I can hear you think from over here, and that says something because I'm actually quite digital right now. But I can hear you think, what is drabbling? Most people have never heard of the concept drabbling. Now, the word drabble actually comes from Monty Python's The Big Red Book. And it is said that a drabble started as a contest to write a book, and the first one to write the book was the winner. Now, to make this achievable, they said, well, 100 words is enough. So, a drabble is actually, or in fact, a 100-word complete story. The things you should realize is that within that those 100 words, you need an introduction, you need the middle part, and you need a proper ending. So it's not about writing 100 words completely random. It's about telling an actual story within 100 words. And mind you, these need to be exactly 100 words. So not 99, not 101, 100. Now, why I'm telling you this as a strategy to come out of your writer's block is because you are playing with words. It actually becomes a game. And most of the times we see that writer's block or anything that prevents you from sitting down and writing usually comes from the fact that we sort of drown in what needs to be done. We have set word count goals for ourselves. We need to write 2,000 words today. We need to finish the whole chapter. We need to get 1, 2, and 3 edited. We set goals that are, on that moment, not achievable. 100 words is something you can easily do. Or at least it's something you can do much faster than writing an actual full chapter. So this is why I'm going to talk about drabbling for a little bit more. If you have ever drabbled, you know that it is a puzzle more than an actual writing chore, so to say. Because you need to focus on how can I tell what needs to be told without crossing that limit. You need the introduction, and usually a drabble starts somewhere in the middle of an event. It can be anything. It can be that you are tying up your shoelaces because you're going. And maybe now that I think of this example, this is already actually way too far back. I need to be in the moment. So I was tying up my shoelaces because I was going somewhere. My story is going to start at the point where I'm actually arriving at that place. So you see that already in my mind, I am looking at, okay, so what is the point? Where do I need to go? Where do I need to be? Because I don't have time to explain my journey from point A to point B. I need to start at point B. Drabbling makes you aware of what is really necessary. It is such a good exercise to leave out all the excess words that you don't need. So for example, if you are an overwriter, which means you tend to use more words than you actually need to tell the story, go write yourself a drabble. If you're stuck, go write yourself a drabble. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of writing prompts for a drabble, a 100-word story to get you back into the flow. So, like I said, you need the introduction. Start in the middle of something happening. From there, you usually build up the scene, the setting. Use maybe 50 words. So half of your story is going to be creating the setting, is making the atmosphere. Is there something going on with the light? Is there something scary going on the actual scene? What do I smell? What do I hear? This is about the experience. So we land somewhere in the middle of a story. We spend a couple of words on making sure my reader drowns in the situation. And from there, we write the ending. Now, the ending is always the most interesting part of a drabble because usually they are very open. They leave you with a mystery. They leave you thinking because you only have 100 words and you want to sort of draw your reader in, you want to entice them. Usually people leave the ending open. It doesn't mean that you have to do that. But it's a nice way to sort of wrap up the story and leave your reader with questions. Sometimes a Drabble can leave you with more questions than an open ending of an entire book, because you have had so much information beforehand. You have your connections with your characters. You are so part of that story when you read a book that you can somehow accept that it ends on a question mark. And with a Drabble, you are still so much in the flow of getting in the mood, getting in that atmosphere, sort of immersing yourself into what is going on at that moment. It suddenly ends, and you are, well, actually, if this is done well, you are almost disturbed that it ends here. And there's two reasons why this is such a good exercise. Like I said before, this will help you get in the flow because you are working with words on a very different level than what you usually are when writing those chapters or when writing your book. The second reason is, I almost forgot what I wanted to say. Here we go. The second reason is because you are working towards these 100 words, you are playing a game with yourself. Because it is impossible to write that story in 100 words in your first round. You need to edit. Even Drabbles need to be edited, people. Really, they do. It's like a puzzle. You have a puzzle that needs to consist of 100 pieces, and somebody gives you a bag of pieces, and you have no idea how many pieces are in there. So you're gonna move them around. You're gonna take some pieces out. You're gonna take some words out. You're gonna add some words here to make sure that this sentence still, that it's still correct. It's a puzzle, and it's a completely different ball game, or word game actually, than if you are writing chapters. So if you feel like you're stuck, and we have heard this quite often, and this is actually why I'm doing this mini episode. If you're stuck, go onto Google or whatever you use as your searching engine and look for writing prompts. Find yourself a theme, find yourself a genre, and write down a 100-word Drabble. You'll see that even if you do this like once a day, it will take up maybe 15 minutes. It doesn't have to last much longer. Do this every day, and you'll find that you'll get back into the flow, because it'll teach you how to get back in that mood. Those 50 words that I just talked to you about, of creating the setting, creating the atmosphere, using your senses to create the actual image of the story you want to tell, those words, they are going to be your salvation. That is how your mind will come back into the flow. It's not necessarily inside the introduction, or some people may be triggered by a cliffhanger, but most of the time you'll see that because they are writing such vivid descriptions in 50 words, you'll get back in there. So that's basically what I wanted to talk to you about for today. It's a very short episode, but I think it's a very relevant episode because we have been getting so many questions on how to get out of the writer's block, how to get back into the flow, how to make sure we write without, like I said in the actual episode, without having it become a chore or self-flagellation. You need to have fun. This is a perfect game to have fun again with your writing. Alright, well, I hope this was of help. If it was, please let me know. So you can leave some comments below. And if you like what you see, of course, please subscribe to the channel, because we are brand new and we are still trying to push up our numbers. So do subscribe, hit that bell button. And if you have any more questions, either drop them below or find us on Twitter at REDink Writers. See you around.